Hello, everybody. Welcome to my very first video for Wayfarer. My name is Mike, and I want to start by asking you a question. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to just sell everything, start over, and move somewhere completely different? That's what I'm going to be doing, and that's what this video is going to be about today. I'm here today on this beautiful morning in the Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I moved out here in 2021, and I initially came out here to learn how to make an income online. I knew this was going to be a stopover for me. It probably wasn't going to be a permanent thing. So I decided that I'm going to learn how to make an income online so that I can go and do what I really want to do, which is go travel long term. And in the meantime, while I did that, I decided to become my own boss and have my own flexibility and make my own hours. So I decided to drive for DoorDash and Uber Eats and Grubhub. And I did well with that. I was able to make enough money to cover my monthly expenses. And that has worked fine, really. In the meantime, I was looking online to see how I can make an income so that therefore I could sustain myself while I travel long term. Years ago, I did start learning how to do day trading, and I really do love day trading. I love the whole craft of it. But day trading is very psychological, and if you're looking at it to be your sole income base, for me at least, it just didn't work out in the long run. You need another source of income or two along with day trading to make day trading successful, in my experience at least. And so therefore I decided to put it to the side, and I decided to see about how I can do this in another way. Now, about 2 months ago, DoorDashing, Uber Eats, and Grubhub just changed. I don't know what it is. There's many factors about why this possibly happened. But all I know is that I started not making as much money as I used to before. And I started doing the numbers. And I realized that pretty soon I'm going to start going into the red in terms of not making the money that I need to cover my monthly expenses. So, in looking at that, I decided, well, what am I going to do? Am I just going to go get a job? Which I have no problem doing, but that really wasn't the plan. Or do I follow my dream and go back out there and start traveling again and see what happens? So, after thinking about it for a few days, I decided I'm going to go back out to Southeast Asia. I'm going to begin this journey of long term traveling out there. So, it's what my heart's telling me to do, and it's where my quote unquote passion is. And so I decided I'm going to do it. But just to let you know, I do have experience with Southeast Asia. 9 years ago in 2016, I did a 5 month backpacking trip through Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. And then in 2018, I went back out to Cambodia for 2 weeks. And then in late 2019, I took advantage of a 1 year visa that Americans used to get in Vietnam. And I went out there right before the pandemic began. And I ended up being there for 15 months in Hanoi, Vietnam. And all of these experiences, I really loved Southeast Asia. It really spoke to me, and it really made me have a desire to spend more long-term times out there. And so this is the experience that I've had out there, and I know the cost of living. So therefore I know that I can do this. I can go out there and do this and give this another shot. Now I want to tell you something though. I'm not a wealthy person. I don't have a pension of any kind. I'm not part of a trust fund or anything. I'm just a guy who has worked and saved money. And because of my previous experiences in Southeast Asia, I know what the cost of living is like out there. So therefore, after doing the numbers, doing the math, I realized that I could be out there for about a year and a half, 2 years, and be okay, and still have a little bit of cash in case I need to come back to the United States. And the thing is, you never know who you're going to meet out there. You never know what kind of business opportunities might arise. I have this YouTube channel now, so that would be great if this could help sustain me while I'm out there also. And it's not a guarantee. Of course, I know it's not a guarantee that everything's going to work out going over there. But this is the thing. I'm 48 years old now, and I'm still able-bodied enough to do it. And I also have enough energy to do it. And I don't want to look back when I'm 55 or 60 years old and regret the fact that I didn't do this now when I was 48 years old. I don't want to have those regrets. We usually regret those things that we didn't do more than the things that we did, and this is not a regret that I want to have. So, this is a time for me to do it. This is a time for me to do it for sure, and I think this is the right call to make at this moment, even though it's kinda scary. Now, part of the reason also that I'm doing this is because years ago, I got sober. I was an alcoholic, and I drank my life into ruins, and I became sober 12 years ago. And that was one of the greatest things that has ever happened to me. My life has completely changed. The world has opened up for me, and the possibilities are just endless now that I'm sober. And one of the things that I did learn in my sobriety is that if your gut is telling you to do something, then you should do it. And this is something that is really telling me to do at this moment. My gut is telling me that I should go out and do this. So this is another reason why I'm taking this big leap of faith to kind of jump off the cliff and go back out to Southeast Asia with this little savings that I have and see what happens. So my sobriety is telling me to do it, and I think this is something that I really need to do. So that's the plan at the moment. I'm in the middle of selling everything. I'm just getting rid of everything, which is a whole other story. And that's what the next video is going to be about. But in 2 weeks, I leave here. I'm going to drive to San Francisco and I'm going to see friends and family. And I've lived out there for a little while too. I will be there for about 2 weeks and then I'm going to catch a plane and I'm going to fly to Cambodia. I've already decided that I'm going to go to Camp Pot and I'm going to go to Camp Pot for the first month and then we'll see what happens from there. There's the thing about visas over there, which I could tell you about later also. But that's going to be the plan at the moment. And I will leave here in 2 weeks, which I am very excited about and also scared and nervous about too, because it's a big step I'm taking right now. But this channel, by the way, is a channel that I'm going to be documenting this whole journey on and what happens after I get to Southeast Asia too. It's not going to be your typical travel channel. It's going to be more about I have rough ideas. It's going to be more about meaning, finding meaning in travel, finding intentional living, finding what slow travel really means, and finding out what the deeper resonance of life can be for all of us in terms of looking at things a little bit differently, something along those lines. It's my first video here, so just give me a little slack on things. Sure, I'd really appreciate it if you could do that. But that's the idea at the moment for the channel, and I'm really grateful that you're here and watching this video and hopefully becoming a part of my channel too. But that's it for now. I really appreciate you watching this first video of my channel. It was a little nerve-wracking to get through, but we got through it. So again, thank you very much. And if you'd like to help support the channel, then you can do so down below in the description area. There are different ways to do that. And if you'd like to watch the next video, which is about letting go of things and how it's important to let go of things for us to be able to grow and to go to the places that we want to in our lives, then click on this link right here, and that'll take you right there. But in the meantime, thank you, take care, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.